Today I wanted to do a little bit of a throwback. I have been really missing old YouTube lately. Like if you were around from the 2012 to 2015 YouTube eras, like you just know. Like you simply had to be there. And I really miss just the chill, laid back, sitting in your bedroom talking to your camera nature that YouTube used to be. And it's gotten a lot different and I appreciate that. But I'm feeling really nostalgic for just the good old days of YouTube, you know what I mean? So I thought it would be fun to sprinkle a little bit of that in. I've done it kind of in the past on my channel as well, but I just thought that it would be fun to do like a good old fashioned get ready with me today. Like a get ready with me Q&A, answering some of like my most commonly asked questions in maybe different ways, and like questions that keep repeatedly getting asked no matter how many times I answer them. And like maybe it'll just, you know, help you get to know me a little bit better, help us feel a little bit more connected. I know that I'm not as personal on this channel as I am on my second channel, which is my vlog channel, which by the way, I will be doing Vlogmas this year. It's some kind of abbreviated version of Vlogmas, but make sure you subscribe. The link is down below if you want to see me maybe like every other day until Christmas. But really, I just thought it would be fun to kind of have like a chill, sit down, chit chat, get ready with me, laid back kind of video. So I'm getting ready to do a little bit more filming as well as potentially doing some holiday shopping. And speaking of holiday shopping, I just want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Walmart. They have so many amazing Black Friday deals going on right now. So I had to show you some of the things that I picked up early and kind of let you know the deals that they've got going on because they are amazing. So for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, starting right now when you're seeing this video, the full access online deals are currently happening, and on November 29th, Black Friday in-store starts at 6 a.m. local time. And then on December 2nd, Cyber Monday begins with all new online deals. So I will make sure to link all the info down in the description box below for you so you don't miss it. So I placed an order online for some of my family in advance, and I'm going to show you some of the things that I got for my nieces. The first one being this Squishmallow, this little Flip-A-Mallow. You can truly find anything on Walmart.com. This one starts as like a little, I think, dragonfly, and then it turns into a little ladybug. And one of my nieces is very into Squishmallows at the moment, so this is gonna be perfect. For my 13-year-old niece, I got her these cute little fuzzy slippers. I have a similar pair to these, and I think they're gonna be so cute on her. Next, for my boyfriend, I got him this pair of Levi's jeans, which is like more of a dark wash, and I think these will be so great for wintertime, and like dark denim is definitely what I'm gravitated towards more at the moment. I think he is as well, and I think these will be perfect with like literally everything he has in his closet. I also got a head start on buying something for my boyfriend's mom, so I got this adorable set from Scoop. She loves green, so I saw this green kind of like scuba quarter zip sweatshirt and then the matching sweatpant joggers. I think she's gonna look so cute in these. She loves a little sweat set. I love going on Walmart.com as an option for those of us who are looking for something affordable. They have a lot of on-trend pieces with great prices. It's really like a destination for everything that you could be looking for fashion-wise, home decor, beauty, etc. They have truly got you covered on Walmart.com. So I will make sure to link all of these items down in the description box below in case you want to check them out, as well as some other things that I have my eye on. Thank you so much again to Walmart for sponsoring, and let's go ahead and start getting ready. I'm just now realizing that my sweater, my skin, and my hair all match the background of this bathroom, but that's okay. We're gonna keep going. Just to show you that like this is what normal skin looks like in case you needed a reminder. Like it is very normal to have redness, hyperpigmentation, dark circles, all of that good stuff. But I am gonna start off with foundation, and we're gonna get started with the first question, which is honestly like one of, I would say, my most asked questions. No matter how many times I answer it, it's gonna get asked every time. And that is about my decision to be child-free. And that is like a very loaded topic for a lot of people, but for me, it's just been something that's kind of naturally progressed. And I have answered this a lot of times, like I've said, so I feel like I need to make sure I'm not being redundant and maybe try to answer it in a different way. But there aren't that many people in mine and Drew's lives that don't have them, but I think just for us, like we're in a chapter where we're just really enjoying our peace and quiet. We're really enjoying this phase of our relationship. We're enjoying being able to travel, being able to kind of just like live our lives for us. And, you know, we love being the fun aunt and uncle. I think that's like one of the joys of my life, honestly. But I don't know, having kids is just a very loaded thing. It's obviously like a lifetime commitment, and I think just like based off of a couple things. Number one being that I didn't have like the most fantastic adolescence in all of history, and it just kind of like changed a lot of things for me. And also on top of that, I don't know how much I've talked about this on my channel, but I actually grew up with like much younger siblings. So when I was starting at 12 years old up until 15 years old, I started having younger siblings, so there were babies in the house. So when like my friends were going to high school parties and, you know, going to the football games and all that kind of stuff, I was doing that as well, but I was also babysitting a lot. I was kind of like a, I don't know, like another mother figure or like a nanny type of figure, as well as being an older sister. And I used to take my siblings out all the time. People thought I was a teen mom. Like it was, I would get stares at the grocery store. Like I kind of went through that phase. I know I wasn't their parent. Obviously, I'm not saying it's the same thing, but my shower has a little more to say, apparently. I'm not conflating the two, but I think just for me, like I've done the whole diaper blowouts thing. I've done the whole house gets the stomach flu thing. I've done the meltdowns in the grocery store. Like I've just done that, and I love them so much, but I just like don't think I want to relive that. So I also just want to normalize that, like, if you want to have children, that's a beautiful thing, and if you don't, that's also a beautiful thing. And there shouldn't be this like big, long, elaborate explanation on like why you feel like you want to make that decision or don't. I feel like more people should question people who do want to have that, because it's just so willy-nilly sometimes. It's just like I woke up one day and decided I wanted to raise another human being, and I'm like, oh my god, like I lose sleep over this. I do reserve the right to change my mind at any time, and Drew and I do go through phases where we kind of talk about it a little bit more, but ultimately we just kind of come back to the same decision where it's just like, I don't know, I don't think so. The next question that I feel like I get asked kind of frequently is probably because I'm like in my mid-30s and it's just the natural progression of life for a lot of people, but that is, why haven't you bought a house? Or are you going to buy a house? What is your sort of like apprehension with settling down somewhere and buying a house? And for me, I guess it's like more, well, it's kind of a few pronged answer, if you will. The first being, have you seen how much houses cost these days? I could buy this house that we're renting currently and I'd be paying like 3 times as much as all of my neighbors for my mortgage, and that's just like not fair. I mean, I know that's how literally it works. So there's like that aspect of it. Also, being financially responsible for like anything that breaks in the house is terrifying. Like, you know, I could just be going about my day and then all of a sudden be like, oh, I need to replace my roof because, I don't know, a tree fell on it and it collapsed it or whatever. And like that just freaks me out really badly. Whereas right now I can literally just go ring, ring, hello, a tree fell on your house, come fix it. And my landlord does it for me, you know? So there's that aspect of it. And then also there's the fact that I'm kind of a mover and a shaker. You know what I mean? I just love moving and I love zipping all over the place. And some people really don't like that. We'll talk about that in the next question. But I just love moving. I love moving around. I've always done it my whole life. And Drew is kind of like the opposite, where he stayed in the same place his whole life. So he enjoys it for the opposite reason. I enjoy it because it's like really normal for me and it's just what I'm used to. And he enjoys it because it's completely different from what he's used to. And so we both just kind of really vibe like that. So I think for us, like in order to buy a house, we would need to really have one particular place that we want to be for a long time. And that for us is typically Southern California, but the prices, I mean, if I think the prices in this neighborhood in Arizona are bad, oh my god. It's like absolutely nothing compared to what I would be dealing with if I was in Southern California. I mean, it'd be triple, if not, it'd be quadruple as much. So it's just like, you know, that doesn't seem enticing to me. I could, you know, move somewhere remote and live in a house and be able to fix it up, which I do love doing. Like, I am such a decorator, remodeler, DIYer, well, in like the decorating sense. I don't want to like take out a wall by myself, but I love the idea of changing up a space, giving it new life, redecorating, things like that. But I just don't think that it's worth it for me to buy a house in a place where I'm unhappy if I don't see myself there like long term, just so I can like have it be my own. And I know that there are obviously like financial benefits as well to investing in property, but yeah. That's my bullet pointed answer. We'll see what happens in the future. I do still think sometimes about like buying a house here or getting a place and having like one of my parents live in it or something like that, but we'll see. right now, probably nothing's gonna happen. This now brings me to another very commonly asked question and another big part of kind of figuring out what I'm doing with my life, and that is, where are we moving? Why do we move so much? How do we move so much? How do we deal with the sort of like logistics of moving so often, etc.? And that is a loaded question, let me tell you. Drew and I have moved, I would say in the, almost 8 years we've been together. Let's see, we moved into a house together with roommates. Then we moved into an apartment that had rats. So we only lived there for like a little less than a year. Then we moved to our first place in LA, and then COVID happened and we had the worst neighbors ever. So we lived there for a year. Then we moved into this house for 2 years. Then we moved back to LA for 2 more years. Then we moved back to this same house. So we've moved 6 times in 8 years, which is, you know, definitely a lot. Or we've lived in 6 places. I understand that obviously for like the average person, that's not very normal, but to me, I don't know, I don't feel weird about it until people make me feel weird about it. Does that make sense? Like, it's just like, oh, okay, this is wrong. Like, let's move, let's figure it out. And I mean, yeah, it's annoying. I don't enjoy moving. It's not like a thing that I really think is fun, but it's stressful for a couple of days and then you're in a new spot. I don't know. To me, it's just like, I would rather deal with the stress of packing my stuff and moving into a new place than like living in a place that I don't like. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm coming from. So obviously everyone is very different. I'm really fortunate to be in a position, Drew and I both, where we like work remotely. We can kind of move around almost wherever. And that part is really, really nice because then we can just have the flexibility to sort of go wherever the wind takes us, wherever we feel called. And I love that. Now for the actual moving part, like where are we moving next? What are we doing? Because in case you missed it and you don't follow me on my vlog channel, this move back to Arizona has kind of been like a temporary thing. Basically, like we had some family health stuff going on, which is all good. Everything is amazing. I couldn't be happier about that, but there was just like kind of a series of events that led up to this decision. We'd kind of been toying with the idea of it just to save some money, but I don't think we would actually seriously have done it. We had just had a really rough go back in LA looking at place after place after place. I think we applied for like 5 different places and got denied from all of them because there were just like dozens and dozens of applications for each one. So it was just kind of like we were already in this weird position where we didn't really know what we were doing. And then this like family thing came up and it was just like, okay, there was no question. Honestly, we moved back during one of the hottest summers on record and one of the longest stretches of days that were in triple digits like in history. So it's just been a lot. And like being somewhere where you've been before, like moving back into an old house has been really interesting. Like I think a lot of people sort of like maybe got used to seeing some of my vlogs or main channel videos from when I lived here before. So then when I came back, it felt like coming home to a lot of you. But for me, it was so weird, and for Drew as well. We feel like we lived like an entirely different life and then sort of pressed rewind and came back, and it just felt very bizarre for the first, like I would say a couple of months. It's just now, I think been like the 5-month mark, and it's starting to feel normal again, but it's still not necessarily what we want. And I think there's been a really interesting balance between still being grateful for where you are, and having this big, beautiful house is such a privilege and it's so amazing, but it's not like in the place where we want to be, you know? And we're still very much enjoying the family time and the friend time, but it's not where we want to be, you know? And so it's like trying to find that balance of like just being present, being in the moment, finding joy, finding happiness, but also like really missing our life that we were starting somewhere else. It's been kind of confusing, to be honest. We'll see what happens in the future. We do have like a really amazing landlord. We've lived here before. We have a great relationship with her. She's so wonderful. And I do think that she would be open to us if we found a place that we loved back in California. I think she'd be open to us leaving a little early. We feel really lucky in that sense. And now that everything is kind of like resolved here in Arizona, we're kind of thinking it might be time. But no matter what, we will probably go back sometime before June when our lease is up here. So is that giving too many details about my life? I don't know. But for now, we're just enjoying and embracing the time here in Arizona. The holidays, not having to travel for them is kind of iconic. And then we will very much see what happens after the new year. Who even knows? But I mean, we'll probably move, let's be honest. Okay, the next question we get, I would say like semi-frequently, is are we gonna get more pets? If you didn't know, we had 2 wonderful angel pets who we both had for a really long time. We had a cat named Moo and a dog named Layla. Drew and I actually first met in 2009, so that was before I even got Layla. He did already have Moo, and like I had met Moo, I knew Moo, but it wasn't until we started dating in 2017 that Moo kind of started feeling like mine, and I got Layla in 2011, I believe. And when we moved in together, we were like a little Brady Bunch. We were like a little family, and it was so great, and they were like the center of our lives, truly. And they both kind of entered their seniorhood together and had a lot of vet visits, had a lot of just chaos, but they were truly the best in the world. And then sadly, they both passed within 6 weeks of each other, actually 6 weeks to the day. And they both had a different type of cancer, which was very bizarre. And it kind of started progressing really quickly. And I don't think I can accurately convey, if like you don't have kids and your life is your pets, like how devastating it is. I mean, it truly is like a back-to-back death of family members. And to us, people who don't have kids, it felt like losing our kids. And it was just truly the most painful thing I've ever been through. And I'm still, now a year on, not even close to ready to thinking about entertaining that idea again. And I do think a lot of people immediately jump into getting new animals because it's just, they have all this love with nowhere to go. They need to care for someone else. And I totally get that. But I think for me, it was like, I got Layla when I was, I think, 23, and then I was 35 when she passed. So I just felt like I needed some time to like not have that responsibility and like go travel, do all these things. Layla had a slew of health issues her entire life. So having a dog with like specific needs really kind of like took a toll on me, and I would have done it 10 million times over. Like nothing in this life made me happier than being her mom and being able to be the one to provide her that care. Thank God I was able to. And same goes for Moo, but it was just a lot. And then end of life was just really difficult, and neither of us are ready to go through that again. I will say, being on TikTok specifically and seeing animals, like cute little videos of little animals, makes me so happy. And if anything could potentially convince me to, you know, get like a kitten or something, it would be TikTok. But I think for right now, we're just really in a phase, like I said before, of just enjoying life, enjoying not having this many responsibilities, like every day from, you know, when I was 23 up until I was 35 or 22, I think I was. I don't know. There was not a single day that didn't revolve around when my dog went to the bathroom, or when she ate, or what she ate, or what her, you know, BMs looked like, or if this was healthy or that was healthy, or if she needed to go to the vet or whatever. And I just like, you know, I'm kind of enjoying not having that responsibility. So definitely will get pets again someday in the future, but I think more so like when we're not traveling as much anymore, or when we've kind of, I don't know, started feeling a little more settled in a place that we're at. Like if we're in a place that we see ourselves living for like a long time, maybe that type of thing. So we will see what happens in the future, but oh man, I love the idea of getting another animal. Like I'm really on a kitten phase at the moment, so we'll see. Obviously we would rescue no matter what animal we got, but I've gotten quite a few questions of like, do you have breed preferences? Like, are there things like, you know, specific types of dogs or cats that you're really drawn to? And I would say for cats, I really love ragdoll cats. I love calicos. I love tuxedo cats, which is what Moo was. I love black cats. I love orange cats. I love orange cat energy. Like, and then for dogs, like I just love like a big old mutt. I just love a big old dopey, sweet dog that like always looks like they're going, huh? Like that's my favorite. So yeah, time will tell, but for right now, I love being like the friend that can go visit the dogs and the cats that I like, and then being able to come back and not have that responsibility, you know? All right, next question that I get a lot is any future travel plans, and also like a question slash comment that I feel like I get pretty frequently is, why do you travel to like the same places over and over again? And I never even really noticed that until people started pointing it out, and I was like, wait, you're kind of right. So okay, future travel plans, this will come as a surprise to no one, but would love to go back to Japan and would love to go back to the UK. Would love to explore more parts of Japan and the UK. This most recent trip we took to Japan in March of 2023, we actually went to Kyoto and Osaka, and that was really, really lovely. And I would love to explore more parts of, you know, rural Japan. So that would be something that we would consider in the future. But Tokyo is just such an amazing city. Like you could spend 2 weeks there and still not do everything you wanted to do. So we'll see. But yeah, Tokyo / Japan would be another huge trip. And then more places in the UK would be incredible. Would love to go to Wales, love to go to Scotland. Also outside of the UK, would love to go to Ireland someday. That's definitely like a trip that we're talking about planning with Drew's mom when she retires. Would love to explore like the north of England. I just feel like Northerners and me would get along so well. Would also love to explore the south of England. Have really not done a whole lot of exploring yet because when you're there, you're on such a limited time frame and you have like a list of things that you want to do, and then there's like the convenience aspect of all of it. And then like the first 2 times I went to England, it was less about like going out and exploring and more about like being on a girls trip together and like visiting our friend where she lived type of thing. So I don't know, we'll see what ends up happening. But as far as like why do we travel to the same 2 places, I don't really know. Like I don't really have an answer, just because we want to, I guess. We are who we are, if you will, in the great words of Kesha. All right, the last question that I'm gonna answer that I kind of get asked a lot, which I don't mind at all, is do I have any sort of like health updates? And oh God, where do I even start with that? In case you missed it, I have like a bunch of different little health things going on at the moment. I have PCOS, which I got diagnosed with at the beginning of this year. I also have something called SIBO, which stands for small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which is just basically an excess of bacteria in your gut. It's like a gut issue. It's really, really hard to get rid of, and it's been kind of a source of a lot of stress and physical pain and fatigue and lots of health stuff over the last like year or 2. It's the bane of my existence, and I do think that because of having SIBO, I have also developed anemia, which is annoying and like a whole thing. So the thing about, I've talked about this before, but the thing about these 3 diagnoses, right, is that there's kind of like a recommended diet for each of them, and all 3 of them have things that are in direct conflict with each other. So it's just really difficult when I already kind of have a weird relationship with food sometimes, and then I'm kind of having to add all of like the health stuff on top of it, and I just feel really like fatigued and not really knowing what to eat and not really knowing how best to take care of myself. And my health journey is kind of always like this, like my health and fitness journey specifically. So it's just been a weird thing to deal with. But as far as right now, like I wish I could say that it's top of priority list and top of mind and I'm like, you know, really attacking it with everything I've got. And right now I'm just like in survival mode. I'm gonna be honest. I also need to put on this eyeliner, but I cannot do it while I talk. Like it's almost impossible. Oh God. Right now, I think it's like getting to the point where I need to go back to my doctor or maybe see some type of other doctor, I'm not sure. So yeah, TBD on that, but I do need to kind of like sort that out in the new year. I think that will be much more of a priority after like the holidays, Vlogmas, my boyfriend's birthday, my birthday, New Year's, everything passes. And then we will kind of go from there. But there's definitely some changes that need to be made because I am not feeling my best, I gotta be honest with you. Okay, now I am going to do my hair. I don't really know what I'm doing today. I'm not like mad at this straight thing, but I kind of want to do like some cute little pigtail braids and like some 90s glasses. So I think that's what we're gonna do to finish off this fun little get ready with me. All right, so there we have it. I am ready for the day. I'm gonna do some more filming. I'm potentially gonna do some Christmas shopping today, but here is the finished look. This is kind of like an everyday look for when I'm like actually filming. And normally this would take me like 5 minutes, but you know, I was yapping. I do love to yap. Ooh, should I show you like a full OOTD for old time's sake? Okay, here we have it. Here's my OOTD. Here's my look. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. Seriously, this was so much fun. Like, I feel like this needs to be a regular thing. Let me know if you enjoyed it too. And like it made you feel the sort of old school heart-to-heart YouTube vibes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also turn on my post notifications if you want to be notified every time I post a new video. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, like I mentioned, please let me know in a comment below, or if you have any suggestions. I already have like a list on my phone of like old school YouTube videos that I want to film, so let me know if you want to see any of that. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you all of my love, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.